that all wear this nasty grayscale stuff? Well, as I'm sure you've all learned through your history classes, that color and clothes have long been a way to define social class and pigmentation of those clothes. You think of the Tyrian red that was made from the seashells that you've taken a Latin class or something like that. The purple of the kings. And we get a nodding ascension here. So that means that I need to start introducing our next speaker, or I might say speakers, because we have two speakers who will come to talk to us about dyes and pigmentation in the fashion industry and how they see color and fashion identity as a part of that color. So please welcome Sabah, Kadir, and Pooja Joshi.
How many of you, as you got dressed today, thought about the stories behind your clothes? And I don't mean the memories you have in your favorite sweater or the jacket you've had since high school, but the stories of those who worked for those garments to even exist. Most of us, when we're getting dressed, we think, does this match? We don't think, where did this come from? Tags that say made in Bangladesh go completely unnoticed. And as a result, the garment worker, likely a young woman, living in the slums next to the factory in which she works, working relentless hours, locked in unstable conditions with the chemicals and dyes from the textiles industry leaching into her only water sources, goes completely unrecognized. No matter how hard she works, she cannot afford a comfortable existence, let alone the garments that you and I can just pluck from a hanger.
Every color, every string, every button on the clothes that we wear every day has a story behind it, often beyond the realm of our comprehension. Historically, fashion has been used as a means of protest, a means of rebellion, a means of expressing one's ideals without ever saying a word. My own grandparents, who grew up during the tumultuous period of the Indian independence movement, have told me many stories about the Khadi movement, a grassroots effort led by Mahatma Gandhi. As a means of economic protest of British rule, Gandhi encouraged Indians to turn to subsistence manufacturing of their own clothing by making khadi, a hand-spun natural fiber cloth. For them, khadi was not simply a fabric, but rather a powerful symbol of self-reliance and the struggle for freedom from an oppressive ruling power. As South Asian Americans, both of us are acutely aware of such narratives hidden in the imperialism of generations past.
Further, as South Asian consumers in the Western world, we both have been afforded the luxury of forgetting the narratives, of lowering our accountability for the goods that we own because of our increasing distance from where they are produced. In the past 20 years, we as a society have become wasteful and consumed in a cycle of fast fashion, consuming goods just for the sake of consumption. And this consumption has fueled the textiles industry to become the second most polluting industry on Earth, rivaled only by the oil industry in the race to the bottom. Because of this, we are all quite literally united by the clothes on our backs, but we need not be united in ignorance as well. People often choose to turn a blind eye to the textiles industry, saying that fast fashion is better for them because it's easier on their wallet. But what consumers don't understand is that each dollar they spend is a vote for their preferences to remain in the global marketplace. Using these votes, we are currently perpetuating a system riddled with human rights and environmental degradation just for the sake of our rapid and unnecessary consumption.
So, a lot of these issues seem very far away and far too big for any of us to individually find an answer to. So, what can we possibly do about them?
In my education at UNC, I am studying the story of fashion ethics and where consumer responsibility lies within this equation. I firmly believe that you are what you wear, and that what you choose to wear is what will change this industry.
So business is often seen as the bad guy when it comes to these human rights abuses and environmental destruction. However, in studying ethical entrepreneurship, both of us have had the opportunity to learn how business can be used as a vehicle for positive change. But in order for businesses to be incentivized to do so, consumer preferences first have to change. And while it seems like every one of us individually can't actually do anything about this, as a collective, we have the power to make massive tangible impact on the lives of people on the other side of the world.
Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue and global fashion icon, once said, "Fashion is a reflection of our times." Today, consumers surely understand that resources are finite. However, they are left unaware of the perils of the textiles industry and continue to fuel it.
The fashion industry will continue to gain traction. The UN estimates that by 2050, the world population will be 9.8 billion. Subsequently, the fashion industry will grow to a whopping $3 trillion. So, what does this mean for us? More people will be taken advantage of, more rivers polluted, and more ecosystems will be destroyed. If selected to speak for TedXUNC, we would like to share the experiences of our families and communities, as well as our hopes for the future. Understanding the stories behind the colors we wear is the first step towards making tangible change.
As we begin to understand the abuses of the textiles industry and begin to use our dollar votes for the better, we can effectively revolutionize the way in which we consume. We encourage you to go out and learn the stories behind the colors that you wear. Each and every person in the audience tonight can make a difference in this industry. Thank you.
John, I grant you the golden